Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about my rankings fallers for fantasy football in 2020. Now, for any given reason, these guys have fallen down in my rankings. Now, there's obviously time for redemption before we get into having our actual drafts in August, but right now, these guys are falling for a multitude of reasons. Before I get into the video, I'd like to wish you guys all a happy 4th of July if you live in the United States of America. Obviously, today is a day where a lot of you guys might not even be watching this video because you're outside drinking or doing whatever you like to do. Hopefully everyone can stay safe. I really would like if you guys could all have a great day, though. Let me know what you guys are doing down below in the comments. And while you're down there, if you guys want to check out my full rankings, they're in my draft guide, as well as a bunch of other things that are going to help you win your 2020 championship. You know what else helps you win your 2020 championship? Clicking that fucking subscribe button, because I produce videos every single day to help you win that 2020 championship. So I would really appreciate that out of you guys. So let's get right into it. Rankings fallers in my rankings for fantasy football 2020. First guy here, no brainer, Deebo Samuel, wide receiver of the San Francisco 49ers. FFPC ADP right now at 101.16. FFPC is one of those high stakes type of leagues that they host on there, $100+. It's a website. ADP is average draft positions to the 101st.16th pick of the draft. 5'11", 214 pounds, a sophomore now in the NFL. His 40-yard dash, a 4.48, 71st percentile, 103.3 speed score, 78th percentile, 81st percentile burst score, 57th percentile agility score, and a 70th percentile catch radius. So right now he is my wide receiver number 36. He was originally my wide receiver number 25, and he's coming off the board right now wide receiver number 33, so kind of smack in the middle of that. Now, what my opinion originally of Deebo Samuel was is he's a guy that I'm not going, holy shit, I can't wait to hammer down and draft Deebo Samuel. I never personally felt like that. What I felt like is, hey, I play in 5 leagues, maybe Deebo gets picked in one of them, because I don't really have a super strong opinion on the guy. I never thought that he was going to be complete shit this year, but I didn't think, we're going to see a complete and utter Deebo breakout this year. There's still a couple of players that I feel like that about, but now I feel a bit worse about Deebo Samuel, obviously, after his injury, and that's why I had to move him down. Last year, wide receiver number 31 in 2019. He really actually started getting it going later in the season, but that typically happens with rookie wide receivers. It takes them a bit of time to develop that connection with the quarterback, especially on a run-heavy team. It's going to be a bit harder to do that, and it was actually funny because Emmanuel Sanders moved onto the 49ers, and then Deebo Samuel actually started looking better, which is just something that I found to be funny. 189.1 PPR points scored in 2019, 12.5 PPR points per game, 34th at wide receiver. He played a total of 15 games. He had 81 targets, 5.4 per game, 50th at wide receiver, 57 receptions, 3.8 per game, 39th at wide receiver, 803 total yards, 53.5 per game, 35th amongst wide receivers, 9 red zone receptions, 13th amongst wide receivers, and 6 total touchdowns, 22nd amongst wide receivers. So for a rookie campaign out of a guy that not many people expected to be this good, hell yeah, he had a great fucking season. But obviously this injury is a huge concern, and his reasoning for you guys to be scared as well. He has the Jones fracture in his foot on June 18th. Now, they're saying it is a 10 to 12 week timeline on July 2nd. So if that's what it means from July 2nd, that's going to be even further than this. But I think what it means is from the day it got hurt and he had surgery. August 27th to September 10th is the return date. September 10th, I believe, is the first game of the 2020 NFL season between the Chiefs as well as the Houston Texans. So will he be back in time? I have no idea. Right now, as I'm recording this the day before the 4th of July, they're talking about 2 preseason games, and they're talking about no preseason games. So does the preseason affect Deebo Samuel? I don't think so, but maybe he would have been able to play the final preseason game. Maybe he would have been able to get more work in training camp. Then what's going to happen? I don't know. This is quite the wonky offseason, so it's going to be kind of hard to tell if Deebo is going to be able to get in there and play up to what you think he could. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to lower my expectations on him. I moved him down even more, but things can obviously change by the time you're actually drafting in August. Next player up here to bat is Derrius Guice, running back of the Washington team. We have no idea what the Washington Redskins are going to change their name to. As I'm recording this, they have not figured that out, or if they will even change their name at all. FFPC ADP for 2020, 75.32, 5'11", 224 pounds. Second round draft pick a couple of years ago in the 2018 draft. 23.1 years old, 4.49 40-yard dash, 80th percentile, 91st percentile speed score, and 11th percentile bench press. Now, he's my running back 42. His ADP is running back number 32. He was originally running back number 35, but I absolutely threw this guy through the gutter. I don't want anything to do with Derrius fucking Guice. The more I thought about it, the more I got concerned about Derrius Guice. Last year finished as running back number 69. Very nice. In 5 games. 11.5 PPR points per game, 29th. So when he's healthy, sure, the guy can perform, but when he's healthy is like saying when Tom Brady is going to decline as a quarterback. It just never fucking happens, and it hasn't started to happen yet. Just like Derrius Guice hasn't shown me that he can stay healthy. 42 carries last season. 8.4 per game, 72nd at running back, 245 rushing yards, 49.0 per game, 59th at running back. I'm not even going to read where he ranked at running back because it was so fucking embarrassing. 10 targets, 2.0 per game, 7 receptions, 1.4 per game, 245 receiving yards, 49.0 per game, 8 red zone touches, 1.6 per game, and 3 total touchdowns. So he did not have a good year, an injury-riddled year. So if you look at him, he missed his whole rookie season in 2018. He's coming back 2019. Everyone's talking him up. I was not. I was very against Guice, just like I am right now. Talking about, oh, Derrius Guice is going to come back, this, that, and the other thing. He's going to be good. He's going to be good. And then he fucking gets hurt again. He gets hurt again. I just gave you a bit of a spoiler, but that's okay because I smashed my keyboard. He got hurt again. He played 5 games 2019. He started 1. And then you know what the Redskins did in the draft? They decide to draft their second fucking pick of the draft. They draft running back Antonio Gibson in the 3rd round. You know what that tells me? That they have no confidence in Derrius Guice. They have AP. They have Bryce Love. Now they have Derrius Guice and Antonio Gibson. It's a fucking shit show. Even if Guice was healthy, this running backfield should make you want to run the fuck away from Washington. And with Guice's injury history, that should fucking lock the key, and you throw the key away. You're locking the treasure, throwing the key away. You don't want anything to do with Derrius Guice in 2020. If you guys have enjoyed this video thus far, please make sure to click that subscribe button. And the reason why I moved him down even more is because I want to make sure if you use my rankings, you don't even fucking see Derrius Guice to try to get fooled by his ways. Noah Fant is the next player up here, 6'4", Denver Broncos, 98.29, 6'4", 249 pounds out of Iowa, 22.6 years old. Last year was his rookie year. Coming in to his sophomore year, his workout metrics are absolutely beautiful. 4.50 40-yard dash, 98th percentile, 97th percentile speed score, 97th percentile burst score, 96th percentile agility score, and 98th percentile catch radius. Now, you might say, Nick, how the fuck do you have him at tight end number 22? He was my tight end 15. Right now, his average draft position is tight end number 10. I'm going to answer that in a couple of seconds. Last year, his stats, tight end number 16 in 2019, playing in 16 games, 6.8 PPR points per game, 23rd at tight end, 67 receptions, 4.2 per game, 15th at tight end, 40 receptions, 2.5 per game, 18th at tight end, 562 receiving yards, 35.1 per game, 13th at tight end, 1 red zone reception, 58 at tight end, and 3 total touchdowns, 19th at tight end. So his stats were nothing super amazing, but they weren't terrible considering Noah Fant had a quarterback carousel last season. Season begins with the Elite One Joe Flacco under center. Then he gets hurt and they bring in Brandon Allen. He's playing. And then out of nowhere, horsecock Drew Lock comes in there. It's very confusing. But you know what's not confusing is how many fucking wide receivers this team has now. Obviously, last year, they had Cortland Sutton and Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders gets shipped to not to New Orleans. He gets shipped off to San Francisco. Now he's in New Orleans. So then Cortland Sutton breaks out. So what the fuck is going to happen now? When they decide to use, of their first couple of picks, they draft 2 wide receivers in the 2020 draft. Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver out of Alabama. At Alabama, this guy is an absolute target hog. This guy's a fucking beast. He's a down-the-field threat. He can catch the ball anywhere. This guy's hands are amazing. Then in the second round, out of Penn State, they draft KJ Hamler, another wide receiver. So now there's like 3 guys that Noah Fant is competing with. 3 wide receivers that are very good. And then the 4th round, they bring in horsecock Drew Lock's tight end from college, Albert. Oh, I don't know how the fuck to pronounce his last name. He went to college with Drew Lock. They played together. And while I don't think it necessarily means that they played in college, that Noah Fant's going to be irrelevant, but I think this is a rare case of too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many guys on offense. An unknown at quarterback. I think Drew Lock's going to be amazing this year, but he is an unknown. He only played 5 games, so it's not like you know a whole bunch about Drew Lock. So how safe do you think Noah Fant is this year? I don't think at all. I think his ADP at tight end number 10 is kind of crazy, considering there's so many guys that you could see being inside of the top 10. I could probably name 20 names of guys that I think could be top 10, and Noah Fant isn't going to be a part of that conversation. That's why I think drafting him that high is kind of crazy, and that's why he's fallen down in my rankings, especially after I looked more into how good Judy and Hamler were in college. So final guy of the video here, running bike Sony Michel of the New England Deflatriots, FFPC ADP 109.81, 5'11", 214 pounds, has the arthritis knee, out of Georgia where they absolutely just breed running backs, 25.4 years old, 4.54 40-yard dash, 67th percentile, 67th percentile speed score, no burst score, no agility score, and a 67th percentile bench press. So Sony Michel last year was actually pretty good, finishes running back number 31 in 16 games. Michel was my running back number 28. Now he's fallen down to running back 30. Now that isn't some type of drastic fall, but I thought it would be something noteworthy due to the fact that they added in Cam Newton at the quarterback position. So running back number 31 last season in 16 games, like I said, 9.6 PPR points per game, 40th at running back. So he's a guy you just played in your flex. And sure, he's safe. He'll get to like 9 points a game. But you weren't super excited to play Sony Michel. 247 carries, 15.4 per game. 9th at running back. 914 rushing yards, 57.1 per game. 16th at running back. 20 total targets, 1.2 per game. Not very good at catching the ball. 12 receptions. Not going to be used in the passing game. 94 receiving yards per game. 5.9 per game. 65. Not 94 receiving yards per game. 94 receiving yards total. Christian McCaffrey was getting more than that every single game, it seemed like. Red zone touches, 45, 2.8 per game. 10th at running back, and total touchdown 7, number 17. So why did I move him down? It's because of the addition of Cam Newton. In the 2 seasons with Cam Newton, CMC had over 100 targets in each season. I think that's why we could see James White be rising in people's rankings, and he is rising in my rankings. That's going to be the video tomorrow where I talk about him. I don't think they're going to be running the ball as much. With Stidham as the quarterback, I was like, holy shit, he's going to hand the ball off a bunch. This is going to be kind of a run-heavy type of offense. We're going to really be seeing him try to give the ball to Sony Michel to kind of bail Stidham out. Now that goes completely the fuck out the window because Cam Newton is there, and Cam Newton can actually pass the ball. Like I said, CMC really broke out with Cam Newton under center, over 100 targets in each season. In 2017, CMC had 80 receptions on 113 targets for 651 yards and 5 touchdowns. 2018, 107 receptions on 124 targets for 867 yards and 6 total touchdowns. So I think the pass-catching running back is going to get the boost, whereas the normal running back, the inside the tackles bruiser, even though Sony Michel's not much of a bruiser, but that kind of guy, he's going down. His stonks are going down, and I'm yelling timber because I don't like Sony Michel as much anymore due to this addition of Cam Newton. So let me know what you guys think about all these players. Let me know any players that you guys think are falling in your very own rankings. I'll have each and every single one of you guys. Please make sure to click that subscribe button, and I'll see you motherfuckers tomorrow with yet another banger. Happy 4th of July. Goodbye.